Are you all capable of dividing fractions?
Yes!
There are two vocab words we dealt with when we did these notes yesterday, actually. Inverse operation and reciprocal. An inverse operation is really just an
Opposite operation.
So what's the opposite of addition?
Subtraction.
What's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
A reciprocal then would be taking a fraction and you're flipping it upside down. It would be another way of saying it, right? If you have 3/4 of a fraction and I wanted to flip it upside down, you are simply exchanging the numerator and the denominator, or you're taking 3/4 and flipping it. Yes, no?
Yes.
There are two things you must remember. On the count of 3, I would like you all to read number 3 together. 1, 2, 3.
When dividing fractions, my oh my, flip the second and multiply.
So that is our cheat. That is how we cheat on dividing fractions. It works 100% of the time, as far as I know. I've never seen it not work. So what that's saying basically is if you have a division problem involving fractions, you are never actually going to, you're never going to divide. Because if you're flipping the fraction and multiplying, there is no division at all there. So technically speaking, when dividing fractions, we actually never divide. We just flip and multiply. Yes, no?
Yes.
Your example is number 5. 3/4 divided by 2/3. You guys said when dividing fractions, my oh my, flip the second. This is, thank you. This is our second fraction. When we say the second, we're talking about the second fraction. So if we flip 2/3, it becomes 3 over 2 or 3/2, right?
Yeah.
And my division sign becomes a,
Multiplication.
and then you simply multiply fractions. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 2 is 8, convert into a mixed number, and you're good to go. You with me?
Yes.
Number 6 is a very long problem in which we were making pancakes. It is the exact same problem we did in number 5, except for it is more about proving why 3/4 divided by 2/3 is 1 1/8. A lot of you said this confused you yesterday, right? I'm going to skip over this in the video, but I would strongly encourage you to take a look at this again and see if you can make some sense of it. Number 7. Using our cheat, 9/4 divided by 2/8. This is the second fraction, so we do what to it? Flip it. And the division sign becomes a?
Multiplication.
Number 8 is very similar, except for what do we have to do before we flip the second fraction? Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Riley. Turn them into mixed numbers, right? Or improper fractions, thank you. Okay, and then you flip the second and multiply. Ooh, what's this? Why did we cancel out this 2 and this 4? Cross.
Reduce.
2 and 4 have a common factor of what? 2 and 4 have a common factor of 2. So the 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then Izzy had a snake, Adam had a snake, Izzy's was much bigger. We drew a darn picture. Remember drawing a darn picture?
Yeah.
We know that we want to figure out how many of Adam's snakes go into Izzy's snakes. And we know that since Adam's snake was 2 1/4 feet long and Izzy's was 13 feet long, there's going to be multiple snakes of Adam's that fit into Izzy's, right? So your answer is going to be way bigger than the number 1, right?
Yeah.
So we wrote our equation, 13.5 divided by 2 1/4. I love to use the division box because I know my first number always goes inside the box, and it makes sense. We want to know how many of the little ones go inside the big ones. Are we ever going to use this division box?
No.
It's just a picture for us, right? Okay, we converted into impropers, divided, and we ended up getting 6 snakes. Questions?